The President of the United States literally just shared a video on his official social media account pooping on protesters. Oh no, poor Henry Sisson. As of course, the news couldn't get any more stranger and also very tumultuous as well. A lot is happening right now as far as international geopolitical drama news, as there's also a lot of drama unfolding inside of the United States, as there's some big fights now erupting between Donald Trump, Thomas Massie, Rand Paul, and of course, the biggest fight of all in the alternative independent media space, and that is the fight between Alex Jones and David Icke that are going at it. I wanted to add my own 2 cents into this own argument, since I know both of these individuals, have a lot of respect for both of them. And we'll definitely get into some of the nuance here, as well as some of the latest crazy breaking news happening right now, which is, let's just be honest, a little bit worrisome, especially with everything unfolding right now with the economy, gold prices, which are just going through the roof. Something that even Tucker Carlson admitted should be mainline front of the story news. And for some reason, people are just like, oh yeah, just another crazy day under this Trump administration. We're going to be getting into that and a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you appreciate these type of conversations, subscribe, click the notification button. As of course, the video that you literally just saw. You know, we're living in a very strange time. You have Trump taking off from King Trump fighter jets. Literally reporting this New York Post, Trump post wild AI video showing him flying jet dropping sewage on No King protesters. All of this, as luckily there wasn't a lot of violence yesterday. A lot of people came out. A lot of people protested. A lot of people peacefully protested. There were some violent incidences against some right-wingers, but overall, protesters came and went. Zero Hedge has an interesting title about what happened yesterday, saying coup d'etat. Billionaire-funded No King color revolution turns into white liberal boomer parade as Democrats become, quote, national laughingstock. As a lot of people were pointing out, there sure were a lot of older white people showing up to these protests in places like Atlanta that overwhelmingly are of minority persuasion there. As politically, we are becoming more and more divided than ever, as individuals on the left are shown through major political studies to actually have less political diversity than people on the right. There's a lot of weird things are happening, and you would think at this particular moment in time, with massive amounts of protests, massive amounts of fights, that there would be a kind of concentrated force by Donald Trump to deal with a lot of the pushback he's receiving. But now it looks like he's on a full frontal assault against Ron Paul and Thomas Massie. Now, the full kind of drama that's unfolding here goes back a long ways. Rand Paul is deciding to treat this diplomatically. Thomas Massie is deciding to have all this attention on him and to call for getting rid of the Federal Reserve. And both of these men, I think, have done incredible work here. And personally, it is a shame to see a lot of this kind of infighting, not just between Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, Donald Trump, but also David Icke and Alex Jones. I think we have a lot more in common than we actually do. And I'll get into that in a little bit, as there's a lot of foreign policy news coming in right now, as we had the commandant of the U.S. Marine Corps just come out and say this.
The Marines here today are cut from the same cloth as those who seized Tarawa, withstood the cold of Korea, and fought through the streets of Iraq and the mountains of Afghanistan. And the next fight is coming. Trust me, it's coming.
It is? Who is it? Is it going to be a domestic one? Is it going to be Iran, Venezuela, China, Russia? All guesses are off, as of course the financial markets have reacted in response to a lot of this instability. There's also, of course, China, blocking off a lot of the rare earth minerals from the rest of the world. Donald Trump answering back. A lot of tumultuous stuff happening right now in places like Colombia and Venezuela, as it looks like Donald Trump now is going to be putting pressure on Colombia right now, as the Colombian president came out and said Trump is attacking Venezuela for oil, not against the accused drug trafficking that happens there. And then Trump's coming out saying, oh, yeah, there's a lot of drug trafficking also happening in Colombia there. As right now, people are saying the next fight is probably going to be Venezuela, as the United States just struck a large submarine in the Caribbean, most likely in the possession of criminal gangs and organizations that probably are tied in with multiple intel agencies anyway. They're sometimes the biggest traffickers out there. Anyway, it looks like the ceasefire also in Israel, as of a few moments ago, isn't there anymore, as it looks like Israel has just conducted more airstrikes in that particular region, meaning that the ceasefire is done. All of this, as the markets are responding in a direct type of action, and because of a lot of the instability, as gold and silver are booming, which is why I wanted to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, and that, of course, is GoldMining.com. With gold hitting north of $4,300 an ounce recently, a record price that is accompanied by record silver prices of over $54 an ounce, the gold mining sector has been appreciating in 2025. Van Eck, Roofer, Goldman Sachs, Sprout have a position in this New York Stock Exchange American-listed company. Today's sponsor is a New York Stock Exchange American-listed company, and as I said, what you're about to see is a special, because GoldMining Inc., ticker symbol GLDG, is a gold exploration company with over 10 different projects in the Americas. But it also owns large positions of publicly listed gold companies, giving exposure to additional catalysts and leverage to the gold prices at the same time. GoldMining Inc.'s market cap is roughly around $332 million as of October 14th, 2025. Yet its portfolio of equity holdings includes cash positions are worth about $236 million alone, based on October 14th's closing price and cash balances at August 31st, 2025. That's before giving any value whatsoever to its portfolio of exploration stage gold-focused projects across the Americas, and any additional potential value and optionality from its uranium projects located in one of the world's highest grade district, Athabasca Basin in Canada. On top of all of that, the company has no debt. Let's do the math together, because as I said, the market cap of GoldMining Inc., ticker GLDG, on the New York Stock Exchange was $332 million as of October 14th, 2025, of which appreciated over 110% in 2025 so far. Based on its most recent MD&A as of August 31st, 2025, and closing prices of underlying securities as of October 14th, 2025. All these stocks' values are based on the closing price on October 14th, 2025. GoldMining Inc. has positions in these four companies, two of which nearly tripled in 2025 so far, and, quote, above that. Gold Mining owns one of the largest gold and gold copper resource stage mineral portfolios in the Americas. We're talking over 10 projects located in pro-mining jurisdictions in Canada, the United States, Brazil, Colombia, and Peru, with an estimated 12.4 million ounces of estimated gold equivalent in the measured and indicated category, and an additional 9.1 million ounces of estimated gold equivalent in the inferred category. GoldMining Inc. has announced plans to advance 4 key projects. Highlight is the São Jorge project in Brazil. The company's commenced its largest ever exploration program in May 2025. This is a project with approximately 1 gram per ton open pit resources, with regional growth potential on a 46,000 hectare, approximately 115,000 acre land package. Targeting resources growth is important, given the industry-wide challenge of reserve replacements, as major producers despite reserves rapidly. The gold mining portfolio includes increasingly scarce large-scale gold and gold copper projects in mining-friendly jurisdictions. If these projects are processed successfully, they are just what the major operators will need to replenish reserves mined through production. These are projects in safe jurisdictions with infrastructure advantages and a management team with deep experience in building value over time. Gold mining leadership includes mining veterans, including former Gold Corp CEO David Garofalo and serial entrepreneur Amir Adani, who serves as co-chairman. Insiders own over 10 million shares, showing strong alignment with shareholders. If you want exposure to gold through a company with exposure to gold prices, a pipeline of development projects, and interesting institutional and insider backing, GoldMining Inc., New York Stock Exchange GLDG, deserves a closer look. As always, make sure you review GoldMining's public filings for important information regarding it and its projects, including its most recent annual information form and technical reports referenced in them. They're all available on sederaplus.ca. The link, of course, will be down in the description below so you can find out more about this company that, by the way, we interviewed and I talked to the head of. I talked to a lot of the representatives. I got to know some of them, and I can't thank them enough for supporting this independent media organization. Now, let's get back to the crazy news here, since there's a lot of crazy news. Now, Tucker Carlson talked about the price of gold and its worrying type of rise here, as even Peter Schiff talked about everything that's happening here is highlighting some interesting questions about the U.S. dollar. Forbes writes, it's game over. Imminent U.S. Fed dollar crisis predicted to spark Bitcoin price tipping point as gold soars here. And this is what Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones had to say about what Alex Jones describes as the globalist plot to collapse the dollar.
We should be aware of that.
To bring in BlackRock, which David Icke has some interesting criticisms of. We'll get into both of those type of criticisms. Here's what Tucker had to say.
As we proceed. When gold crosses 4,000, I don't understand why that's not like front page news. Like, because to me, that maybe, I mean, you're better at this than I, but that means that the cumulative effect of everything we're discussing has been to destroy the U.S. dollar.
When you read what even all Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, the IMF, the World Bank, the Exim Bank, it's not even debated. They've decided in the last really 3-4 years that they're going to deal with monetary debt worldwide, both corporate, governmental, individual, with inflation. And Trump recognizes that and has said, fine, we'll have inflation with expansion and expansion of goods. And all the economists agree that that will have some pain, but overall will be something that could actually be successful. If you have...
It's a debt-based kind of banking system that if you look at it, I think they're not understanding the kind of long-term consequences of... As the purchasing power of the dollar isn't too strong right now, as all these other things are going up. Now, a lot of people have different theories about this. A lot of people are saying, no, it's all being manipulated here. Obviously, when you have a Federal Reserve banking system, you have a lot of manipulation of everything that's kind of going on behind the scenes here.
Have the leftist UN, WEF, Great Reset, post-industrial carbon tax plan, you will have stagflation, which is high inflation, but a ongoing recession, depression, which is the perfect storm of hell on earth.
Yeah, I mean, once it collapses, I mean, my goodness. And again, you see prices at the grocery store going up. Now, a lot of people are like, Trump, why didn't you fix this? Well, Trump just got into office. But let's be honest with ourselves. Trump is also spending a lot of money, right? A lot of money that we don't have, all right? He's not a fiscal conservative. If he was a fiscal conservative, we would be doing things completely different. Deutsche overall failed. Elon Musk kind of kicked out. Yes, we got rid of USAID, but there's still so much fraud, waste, and abuse that never really got rectified, especially inside the military-industrial complex, that looks like it's going to have a nice paycheck and payday coming in if the economy's okay, as of course now there's serious talks and considerations. We're going to make a future video about this, what is now happening with U.S. stockpiles, as we reported to you years ago, that they're being strained by the war in Ukraine. Donald Trump now issued a statement actually solidifying that, as the United States spends a lot of money And it takes a lot of time to build up a lot of these munitions. The Russians, quicker, cheaper, faster. Not as effective, not as fancy. They don't have all the bells and whistles, but the Russians have been shown to build them quicker, faster, cheaper. And when we're just spending money on war, which Donald Trump respectively has stopped doing, and again, Donald Trump here, again, lots of people are black and white on it. There's more of a nuanced take here that I'm going to address, especially when dealing and addressing some of David Icke's criticisms.
And that is what the UN and the globalists directly want, to create a worldwide serf system of more manageable slaves in their official policies, break down the borders with first world and third world, not to rise up the third world economically, but to lower everybody down to a level. Then the globalists say they'll have small, compact city-states and rural city-states.
15-minute cities, it's like an internal implosion, like a controlled demolition of the U.S. economy.
Like the Hunger Games, where they have medicine, technology, and everything, and then just basically fly above us, and we're going to be put into a agrarian situation with a much reduced world population. So that's the official Great Reset, post-industrial, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030.
And listen, there's an argument to make for that, especially with what allegedly Trump is pushing forward with this kind of AI revolution. As Alex Jones argues, no, he's fighting it. David Icke thinks no, he's promoting it, as he responded, and he's responding to a lot of people on Twitter saying, listen, David Sachs is the Theo Musk, quote, AI PayPal mafia oligarch that Trump made his AI crypto czar. Sachs wants a tyrant king, as you would expect, and say no kings is almost appropriate. Sachs, Theo Musk, Ellison, Anderson, Altman, the power behind, quote, the puppet king. Now, that's his take on what he thinks and he sees is going on here. He also responded with WTAF. Is this AI? As he recently posted a clip of Alex Jones praying and hoping that Elon Musk finds God.
Praying for Jesus himself to go show up and see Elon. Jesus, go over there, please, sir,
Say
my
a
Lord.
prayer for Jesus to show himself to Elon, please.
Sure. Lord, we come before you.
Now, obviously, there's two different perspectives. Alex comes from a more kind of religious background. David Icke comes from a more anti-religious backdrop here. Now, David Icke also has attacked me before. He's clearly attacking Alex, really not happy Alex. But I think, the two used to get along. It was crazy because the two used to fight, and then they got along. Now they're fighting again. So that's the long history of it. And I remember when Alex used to take shots at David Icke, and then they finally came together. I was actually there in Watford, England. I gave a speech. David Icke gave a speech. Alex Jones gave a speech. We all had dinner. It was the most wildest dinner I ever had. Max Kaiser was there. It's like, Bitcoin. Bitcoin wasn't worth anything. He's like, I'll give you thousands of Bitcoin. And we're like, leave us alone, nerd. I love Max. Max is awesome. We're being facetious, obviously. But we all got along. We all had fun. And now it looks like there are some irrefutable spiritual differences and religious understanding differences between David and Alex that are kind of, going apart here. Now, David is a little bit older. And listen, I think the whole conversation with Trump is nuanced. Some things he does is great. Some things he does deserve criticism, all right, and deserve pushback. And if there ever was an administration that ever listened to the people, it is this kind of administration. Not always, sometimes. Now, give credit where credit is due. Some of the things that are being done are great, are very important. Some of the things that are being done are like, come on, really? Really? Why are we trying to copy China's homework when it comes to AI? Really? Why do we have to bomb other countries, right? And again, their argument, peace through strength. And Alex has even come to a point where he's like, yeah, whatever, Venezuela, let them have it. And I'm like, no, I don't want a war in Venezuela. I don't want regime change since the U.S. has such an atrocious record, unless there's some kind of alternative plan to highlight how it could be done without another disaster, because all the time it was done with an utter disaster. But here David Icke says, here's your script, Alex. Okay, we're recording. Are you ready? Yeah. And then Alex talks about how, hey, there's a lot of white people, especially in places like Atlanta, which are 50% black. Sure, all a bunch of old white people that are protesting Donald Trump. And again, David Icke, not a fan of Donald Trump. David Icke, I think, also is just an older generation of person. Most older people are usually kind of stuck in their own kind of ways, and they kind of see the establishment as regardless of whoever's in there, even if that person is bucking the system, as bad. And I think that also has something to do with it. The spiritual, religious understanding also has something to do with it, as, of course, David Icke just 5 days ago released this video saying Charlie Kirk and Alex Jones exposed. Now, again, why are you bringing up, and, you can talk what you want, you got free speech, but a lot of people are saying it's not really in good taste to go after people like Charlie Kirk, who no longer are here to defend themselves. And this is what?
And this is Charlie Kirk of the Turning Point USA, the big organizations pushing for Trump to be elected. And he's with Donald Trump Jr. here. And it's kind of confirmation that you don't need high intelligence to influence world events.
Okay, we are here in Greenland.
And he posted a Greenland clip. Now, again, it looks like this is from Ike Reacts. I just checked. It's not, I don't think I don't know if it's his channel or not. I know David Icke has been banned. I know our videos. I did a video with David Icke, where me and David Icke are literally, I think this was like 10 years ago, even longer, are talking about a specific biological agent being released, locking people down, forcing, procedures on them. That was 10 years ago that we talked about this. YouTube took it down because of COOF misinformation. I'm like, the COOF didn't exist then. So I don't know if this is an older video of Ike or a younger video of Ike, but just for clarification regarding some of those other comments here. So I don't know exactly the time frame. It does say this video was released 5 days ago. Is this video of Ike talking from 5 days ago? I don't know. I haven't been able to verify that personally.
And so blatant that so many people are seeing it. And I remember when people like Alex Jones railed against the North American Union. They said, this is the globalists. And now they're saying things like, Canadians should have a vote on whether they are going to join America, become another state. Why is Alex Jones suddenly transformed from an anti-globalist to promoting their agenda? Oh, well, it's what Trump wants, you see. We're not the alternative media anymore. We're propagandists for the Trump regime. Oh, and Elon Musk wants it and all that. So we better want it as well.
Now, if this video was released 5 days ago, I think there's a lot of things to address here, specifically with Elon. I mean, there was a big public fight because Elon came out and said Trump was on the Epstein list. That doesn't seem like controlled opposition to me, as this big saga is now causing a lot of infighting within the right, with individuals like Thomas Massey that are saying we're going to release the discharge petition, and we're going to release the Epstein client list. I think David is kind of misconstrued here. And when you come out and criticize Charlie, like, especially now, behind the scenes, this is what I knew and what a lot of other people knew. Charlie was going to Trump, be like, dude, don't bomb Iran. Dude, just release the Epstein list. Like, hey, man, like, do the right thing. Charlie, even though I disagree with him on some things, behind the scenes was one of the biggest advocates of everything that we're kind of dealing with. And I believe the conversation is far more nuanced, and maybe David doesn't know about some of these details, and I'm willing to excuse that. I think his record is absolutely fascinating and incredible. I have nothing but respect for him, even though I'm getting directly criticized and attacked by him, and it's okay. We live in a place where we could actually, we're supposed to hear out each other. We're supposed to, iron sharpens iron. I'm okay with criticism. I'm okay with facing criticism. I still have a lot of respect because the work that David Icke has done throughout the years is great. If this video is released now, I believe some of this is misguided and misunderstood because there's a lot of other things happening behind the scenes. And to say that the guy who's telling Trump privately not to bomb Iran and to release the Epstein list is somehow a part of this globalist cabal, I think is a little misguided. Do you think Alex Jones is a part of this global? No, I've known Alex for 20 years. I don't think he is a part of some globalist cabal. That's just my opinion. To me, a lot of this is ego arguing. I think we have more in common than we actually understand. I think we all need to come together now. I think we need to stop fighting. I think Trump needs to stop attacking Thomas Massey. I think we need less wars. I think we need to focus dramatically on what's happening here inside of the United States, especially financially, since we're dealing with a big reckoning here. That's going to be very, very serious. Put the egos aside. Let's all come together. I want to see a reunion between Alex Jones and David Icke. If you agree with that, share this video. Thank you to our sponsor today, GoldMining.com. Really is awesome to be working with these companies. And again, I had a full 30-minute, like 27-minute conversation with one of their representatives before. So go check it out. That video also will be down in the description below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys and our sponsor. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.